everyone, it's Andromeda Tano, and it is nearly 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'm going to set before you some of my more unpopular Harry Potter opinions. I have an entire list of them because I needed to put them in a specific order so that they would make sense, because I know some of my opinions are based on other things, so I wanted to put them in order, like the Ravenclaw. I can see the cat in the mirror. Okay, so first of all, this one's not super unpopular, but it's that Gryffindor House is overrated. And this primarily means that I believe a lot of people want to be Gryffindors because they don't really understand the houses and they don't know anything else other than the houses that are pushed on them in the books or movies. So if they don't want to be evil, they would choose Gryffindor, and for that, Gryffindor is overrated alone. One of my more unpopular opinions is that I really like Bellatrix as a character. I think she's fun and interesting, and yeah, I know she supposedly killed Sirius, but I don't really care. And also, I fully believe that she did not intend to kill him, for in the books she merely cursed him and he fell through the veil. So if she, I'm sure at some point she intended to kill him because he's an annoying person. But I feel like she probably intended to play with him far more than she was able to before he just kind of like disappeared off the face of the earth. Going off of that, I don't care for Sirius Black as a person. Even though he left his family, he's way too much like his family. Even though I much appreciate the House of Black and I like different members of the family, I don't like Sirius because a number of reasons. And that is a very unpopular opinion because a lot of people think he's so great and he's this father figure to Harry when he is way too messed up and does not know how a father should be, and also he can't really be a father figure to somebody he has more of a brotherly relationship with. I don't know, I just don't like Sirius because it is true that he did try to live out his dreams of like fighting back with encouraging Harry to start Dumbledore's army and all those things. I just don't like Sirius. Speaking of brothers, I think Regulus Black is very underappreciated. If you don't know who Regulus Black is, that's Sirius's little brother. I don't. I have a hard time exactly remembering how the whole RAB thing was portrayed in the movies because it's been like 4 years. It has been 4 years since I've seen them. In the books, it's very obvious he got too curious about some things that the Dark Lord said, discovered things that he should not have found out, and in realizing what the Dark Lord was up to, beyond pure blood extremism, which the Dark Lord wasn't even a part of, actually, he decided to do what he could to help bring down the Dark Lord. Even though Regulus knew it would probably result in his death, he went ahead and did what he could because the information he had was technically worthy of death if the Dark Lord found out about it anyway. So, what can you do? But I love Regulus and I feel like he's underappreciated, and also I feel like he's very underknown. Like, people don't know who he is. And I also love the House of Black, and I'm very sad that there is no male heir. Other members of the House of Black would be Bellatrix's sisters. So I actually like Narcissa, and I know people are like, yes, she saved Harry and all these things and whatever, but no, that's not why I appreciate her. I appreciate her because of her motive for doing that, and that is to preserve her family, which is what a pure-blood woman is supposed to do, not go out and sell yourself to the Dark Lord like her oldest sister did. I very much appreciate Narcissa's loyalty to her husband and his name and all of that, and her protection for her son. The third House of Black sister, don't look at me like that, cat. There's a black cat staring at me through the window. Is Andromeda, and she is my favorite. Is she my? Yeah, she is. She's my favorite. And people don't really know who she is either. And when I tell them that she's Nymphadora's mother, they're also like, who's Nymphadora? We don't know who Nymphadora is. And it's very annoying. Nymphadora is also very underappreciated. And I'm sad that Andromeda was cut out of the movie, except I feel maybe they would have ruined her character if she'd been put in a movie, and then I wouldn't like her as much. I don't know, but I love her attitude in the book when Harry mistakes her for Bellatrix. It is so funny. Because if you don't know, Andromeda married a mudblood and was disowned, and she is Nymphadora's mother. And Nymphadora is a Metamorphicus, and I know there's another M in that, and I'm never gonna say that word correctly because I choose not to. So Nymphadora is really cool, and she was an aura, and she fought with the Order. So I feel like both of them are underappreciated, and I like the whole story around them and how things must have been for Andromeda to grow up with Bellatrix and Narcissa. That would have been quite the household. So speaking of Nymphadora, most people know, well, maybe most people, I don't know. Anyway, Nymphadora eventually married Remus. And well, I think, yes, it's an adorable ship, and it's one of the very few that I'm like, whatever. I don't like Remus as a husband to Nymphadora, and it's not because he's a werewolf. Actually, maybe it is. I don't know. I have a very mother-in-law feeling toward him, so I believe Andromeda would want the best kind of person for Nymphadora, and even though Regulus, oh my goodness, no. And even though Remus is a very decent person, he's also a little bit dangerous, and so Andromeda would have worried a lot about their marriage. I'm sure she and Nymphadora had a few arguments about that, and also I feel that way toward him because he's dumb, and he left Nymphadora when she got pregnant with Teddy. Imagine if you disapproved of your daughter's marriage and you just disapproved, and then you were like, fine, whatever, and they got married, and then your daughter got pregnant, and then the man walked off. Like, what an idiot. And even though he came back, like, someone curse him for me, please. But that being said, I do like Remus. He's my favorite Marauder. I don't like any of the rest of the Marauders. Any of them. They're all annoying. And I don't care if they changed, or I don't care if they did this and that or whatever. I don't like any of the Marauders except for Remus. And he's... Ugh. Anyway. Okay, so there's a whole bunch of points all centered around the Order of the Phoenix that I have unpopular opinions-ish about. One of those is... The Order of the Phoenix movie is my least favorite movie, and that is because they so badly screwed up the Battle of the Department of Mysteries, which is the final battle in which Sirius dies. Hallelujah. They missed all the special scenes of the kids running in and out of the rooms in the main room that with the doors would switch and stuff. That The whole battle is amazing, and the way it's portrayed in the movies just sucks compared to the way it was. The whole thing with Umbridge finding them, and I hate it, and I wish they had done the Battle of the Department of Mysteries right, and I wish to goodness that we had been allowed to see Rodolphus and Robestan Lestrange, because they're my favorite. And that's probably also another unpopular opinion, mostly because nobody knows who they are. Rodolphus is my favorite male character, and I have an entire video of me kind of ranting about why I like him accidentally, because it was part of another video I was making, but I will try to link that in the description box if I remember. Something else in the Order of the Phoenix that I don't really like very much is the Inquisitorial Squad. And it's not like I don't think they should be a thing, but it's that I think none of the Slytherins should have wanted to participate in it. For those Slytherins and other students that knew that the Dark Lord had actually returned to power, their families should have known better than to align with the Ministry, who was trying to prove that the Dark Lord wasn't there, even though the Dark Lord was trying to keep everything under wraps, and so the Death Eaters were supposed to keep everything under wraps too. But the kids should not have been involved in stuff with the Ministry. So I don't think any of the Slytherin kids should, or any of the other houses, should have wanted to be on the Inquisitorial Squad, because they're closer to the people at the Ministry, and it's dangerous, and also it's no longer in their power to do what they want to do. They're now under the direct control of the Ministry. It's like, it's kind of the same reason, like, why would you join the Dark Lord if you're a strong pureblood house? Because you don't need that. You have your name and you have what you need. I guess it would depend on whether you consider it aligning yourself with a higher power or something weird like that, but I think joining the Inquisitorial Squad, it just puts you in danger. And I don't think they should have done it. I don't think it was a power rise or anything. I don't like any of the Golden Trio. I just don't like them. I used to be obsessed with Hermione because I wanted to be studious and stuff, but I'm, not to brag, but I'm like naturally smart and I can pick things up without studying, and so it never worked for me. I have a really hard time taking notes and stuff. So even though I was obsessed with Hermione, yeah, I don't really care for Harry, Ron, or Hermione. I cannot stand Ron. Harry annoys me, and Hermione is like, go away. So yeah, I don't like any of them. And on the same page, I am not a fan of the two Malfoy males. Lucius is fabulous, and I like him for being fabulous and for being really annoying. But my even more favorite part about Lucius is that Bellatrix can annoy him so much, and it's so funny to me. And so Draco, who's kind of this like ghostly mirror image of his father, is just as dumb and pathetic. And so yeah, I don't really care for the male Malfoys, but I like Narcissa, like I said. So I don't think I mentioned this earlier, but I don't care for Snape. I know there's a lot of like, he gets a lot of love and a lot of hate on the interwebs and other places, but I don't really have any strong feelings about him. At first, I was like, I really, really didn't like him, and now I'm just kind of like, meh. He doesn't impress me one way or another. I find it funny, some of the things he says to the characters. The only person I really feel bad for is Neville, and other than that, it's whatever. I only felt bad for Snape when Umbridge was annoying him about the Defense Against the Dark Arts position, but I don't think he's all that. I don't really care about Snape. Oh my goodness. So I know this is not an unpopular opinion, but I do not like Cursed Child at all. There are a few reasons why. Um, I knew my best friend read it, and I was at work at the time, and she was like, "Oh, you need to buy it and download it so you can read it." And I was like, She was like, "It's like the best fan fiction ever," and I was like, "Great." I know exactly what that means because her favorite character is Bellatrix, and I was like, "Oh my goodness." And I was right. When I read it, I was not happy. And I feel bad for Rodolphus. Anyway, I just think it's dumb. It makes Harry look dumb. It makes Draco look dumb. It makes, well, I mean, Dumbledore already looks dumb, but oh my goodness, Dumbledore is so annoying. And then Ginny, oh, I forget what Ginny's line, what she said to Harry. What did she say? Something about it's like hard, it's hard to love you when you're being dumb or something. Something to that effect. I don't know. That line impressed me. And then the one I think it's Scorpius says when he's being tortured by Delphi, and he's like, maybe this is the test. Makes me laugh. I've never seen Cursed Child in person, and I'm afraid one day I'll have to. But until then, I'm just like, ugh. I cannot stand the wizard school that's supposed to be in Connecticut, Massachusetts. I guess it's Massachusetts. Massachusetts. Ilvermorny, please. You, it's like a wannabe Hogwarts. It is so dumb. I hate it. I hate it. Stupid song. I don't. I had. Ugh. I have uh experiences with going to an Eastern United States school because I'm from the Western United States, and I don't recommend going cross country to attend the school. And if there's not a Western or West Coast wizard school in the US, I would rather be homeschooled because I don't want to go anywhere near the Eastern states. My goodness. It's very poorly thought out. It's very I've read the founding of it. It's very weird, and also Parcel Tongue is involved in the founding of Ilvermorny too. And it's like, really, do we have to have that? I mean, I really like the idea of Parcel Mouth and stuff, but really, it's so dumb. Something else that I find really stupid, and I don't know what people think about this, but the fact that Voldemort cannot love because he was conceived under a love potion, I find that so stupid. I don't buy it. It's so dumb. If you wanted to create a generation of monsters, that's your way to do it. Like, can come on. If like that's the next Dark Lord, like in the next 30 years, we could lock people in the basement and do unmentionable things and end up with a generation, like an entire generation of Dark Lords, and oh my goodness, we could have a disaster. I do not agree with that love potion baby can't love sort of deal. I don't like that because that is a recipe for disaster. And if somebody else has not thought about that, I will be shocked because that is like. mm, mm. And with that, I'm going to leave you with all these unpopular opinions. And check the description box if I put that why Rodolphus Lestrange is my favorite character in there. And I hope you enjoyed it. And feel free to leave a comment about all the things. And you can be as nasty as you want. I don't care. I haven't turned on any of those flag things or whatever, so you can say whatever you want to me. I don't care. Start a conversation. Let's talk about some stuff. Anyway, good night.